Hi there, I'm Emily and I'm so glad that you have chosen to go on this devotional journey with me. My plan is called Faith in the Daily because, well, that's where it seems like I struggle living out my faith. I go to church, like many of you, and I get so filled up with God's presence and I get so inspired with God's Word. I even take notes. But then I go home, put my notes away, and get on with my life, oftentimes leaving my faith back at the pew. It's not until the following Sunday I realize, oh yeah, I was gonna work on kindness this week. Or I was gonna spend more time in God's Word this week. Well, good thing it's Sunday again. But I wonder, how do I take my faith beyond the pew to the pavement? How can I grow my faith when I have a hard time even remembering to pray? Do you wonder that too? Sometimes it seems like the only time we have a thriving relationship with God is during times of crisis, when we cling to God out of necessity and desperateness. In our crisis, we turn to God often, pleading for help and hope. But most of life is not lived in crisis, and we certainly wouldn't want it to be. Most of life is filled with the everyday stuff of life. Average, routine, dare I say, even boring? Eugene Peterson writes, religion during such times is trivialized into asking God questions, calling God into question, or complaining about Him, treating the worship of God as a mere hobby or diversion, managing our personal affairs for our own convenience and disregarding what God has to say about them, going about our usual activities as if God were not involved in such dailiness. I do not want my relationship with God to be a pastime that I participate in only on a particular day of the week. I want it to make a difference, that I have Jesus living in me every day. I want my ordinary daily life transformed by His Spirit. Jesus said that He has come to give us life, and not just a boring life, but an abundant life filled to overflowing. That sounds like a far cry from dull and humdrum. I do not want to let the thief steal God from my daily life. So I need to be mindful, intentionally turning my attention to God in the daily living out of my faith, surpassing the common in hopes of living life to the full, getting to know my Father better. Abundant living is a sense of living beyond. So each day I'll pose an encouragement to help us live beyond and into the extraordinary life of faith that God has intended for us. So this day, live beyond the routine, live beyond the pew, and get ready to experience the real, lavish life Jesus came to give us.